Hey guys, Voxel Pro here, coming at you with, I guess, another raw and unfocused rant, tangent thing. Yeah, I don't know. What should we talk about today? I kind of broke up the first one from this one, even though technically it's the same, is relatively the same time and space that I did for the first one. But I guess I'll just like release them on separate days unless I feel, well, you know what, we'll just see and you guys will know about it afterwards. I don't know. So what's going on? Well, you know, a lot of things. Things are up, things are down. Things are mostly up, which is good. Yeah, I don't think I have nothing. Well, you know, I guess there is something. I mean, I guess what I want to talk about is the future. What the future is, you know, not like a prophecy sense or anything like that. Not like that, but just like, you know, general like plans for the future. I don't know. I can honestly tell you I have no idea. You know, for the longest time I wanted to be like a video game. The video game developer. I still do, to a degree. I just don't. To be honest, I just don't want to put in all the workings to, you know, to do that. But I think a lot of that has to do with I haven't found what I'm good at yet. But you know, I feel like I was always kind of bad at that, finding what it was that I'm good at. So, you know, I do everything and I guess I'm slower than most people. But you know, that is because of me being unfocused, I guess. Yeah. I'm trying to fix that, but it's not exactly easy. So, I mean, what have I done to try to solve that problem? Well, you know, at the college where I currently attend, you know, at the college where I currently attend, I end up going to an academic advisor, which is, you know, which I was hoping that, you know, they would tell me what I was gonna do, you know. And I'm like, I went to them twice, and what happened is that they pretty much, at the end of it all, they pretty much told me to you know, you're gonna have to really like look for something and do some soul searching in quotes, because that is what they said. And you know, and I'm not saying the person was helpful. The person was helpful. I will say that the person was helpful, because I'm just condensing it down for you guys. The person was very helpful, and there were tests that were taken, and there were personalities measurements, and you know, and these things, and I was like, yeah, this one don't seem all that good, you know. I tried to pick stuff that seemed cool, that had a cool name to it. Like I picked weapons operator. Okay, now I'm not fully versed in what, you know, and like what stuff is supposed to be in. I'm kind of ignorant to like stuff like that. When I hear weapons operator, I'm thinking like, that sounds like a pretty cool job. I want to be that. Well, you know, then they told me that you have to have a military background to people of that, you know, not you have to have a military background, but people who typically go into that field typically have a military background. And I was thinking like, oh shoot, you know, because I don't want to enter the military. That sounds like a bad idea. You know, I remember one time when I was in high school, when these army recruiters that came to the high school and was trying to like recruit people and give this what you want to call it, this presentation on why you should join the U.S. Army. And not to say that you can't or that you shouldn't. I'm just saying that these particular two people had a bad sales pitch, you know, for entering the Army. They said that, no joke, this is what they said verbatim. They said, how many of you have played Call of Duty or Battlefield? And then like a few people like raised their hands. And then they said, no joke, it's like that, but in real life. Now, I see what they were trying to do, right? Because they think, oh, Battlefield, oh, Call of Duty, that's exciting. Now, my first thought was, well, I get shot up a lot in Call of Duty. I die in Call of Duty. What you trying to say right now? This is not a good plan for me. You know, I ain't particularly good. I play online a few times and I always got shot up. I died constantly. So you might want to change your sales pitch on that, you know, on that fact, because, you know, if your kill to death ratio, you know, is like low or high, or I don't know, is the kill you being, yeah, I don't know, if it's low, if it's whatever the negative is, then you know, that's not the way that you want to go. That was horrible. It was horrible. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? What made you think it was a good idea to equate a video game that has war in it to the real life bullet flying, terror inducing like fear of like IEDs and like potentially having your legs blown off? And like, you pretty much diminished every single act of the people who went to that stuff down to like a virtual process with redos and retries and no game overs at this point. You know? Just, I don't know. Like, at least with Call of Duty, you found that like at the time of like Modern Warfare like 4, you had the intel pieces. And you know, you had the cluster grenades and infinite ammo and the new. You can't do that junk in real life, you know. I'm not, you know. Well, I'm just saying it was a bad sales pitch. Anyway, I don't want to become a weapons operator anymore. I guess that was the point, or at least I don't want to, you know, go into the field that's gonna like make me have to like have military training. You know, I guess that was the point of that. I don't want to be shot at. I ain't trying to die today. Like, you know what I mean? It just didn't seem like a good sales pitch. You know, anybody else would have told you like war is not a video game. It's not. And you know, contrary to popular belief, I think at the time the fellow students that I was with had like kind of respected the notion that a video game virtual thing is separate from the reality of people dying and like having PTSD and like legitimate like like legitimate like negative outcomes from entering any type of job that has to do with armed conflict. You know, with any type of job that has legal over the seas armed conflict. I think people like at that point knew the difference and kind of like respected the difference. That being said, I don't think it was to feed into the stereotype that young people thought like that at the time. I don't think that was a good plan. So yeah. That was, yeah. So again, don't really want to go into weapons operating no more. What else can I tell you? Well, you know, personality, you know, it's you know, one of the things was one of the jobs I marked to was like a consultant, but you had to have retail experience. I'm like, I'm not like a go-getter type of person. You know, I ain't that. I don't know how to be that. Like that wasn't instilled. I think there was definitely a trial process for me to try to be like that, but it just like failed miserably. And it just continues to keep failing. Unless like I'm confident in my abilities, like dude, this is what I do. Like, you know, as a like on a daily basis, this is what I do. And I feel confident like that. Then yeah, I would probably be competitive. If I actually see some like type of positive progress whilst I'm trying, you know, then maybe I'll start to get at a more competitive nature. But until then, I don't really care. That's just me being honest. Well, what do you want? The truth? Well, I just gave it. You know. It has nothing to do with being entitled, though. I think there's the stereotype going around. At least it was for like what seemed like the last like 5 to 10 years or so, that young people just feel entitled. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Do I feel entitled? I don't know. What do I know? I don't know nothing. I legitimately have to think about that. Do people feel entitled? I guess. I guess in certain ways, like I guess young people feel entitled in a certain aspect of in the aspect of like they feel entitled to their opinion. Yes, I think where it like backfires on them, like, you know, is that yeah, everybody's entitled to your opinion, but then the weight of the opinion, because you're young and the people that's in like a position of making decisions aren't like in the same age bracket as the people who have those opinions, and so the people that's in the same age bracket as the people who are making decisions carry slightly more weight than the people who are younger, who's not in that position to make the type of opinions, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I think I just messed that all up. But let me give you an analogy. Like let me set this up for you. Say you're dealing with an issue, right? Like a social issue that somebody is deciding on in your local government or state government or something like that. And I want to just stress right now, I want to preemptively strike this right now by saying that I know absolutely nothing about politics. I mean, I know like a little bit of the bare essentials, just a tiny bit of the bare essentials. You know, 3 branches of government, you know, stuff like that, you know, but the people who's making the decisions and voting on it is like, they could be anywhere from their mid-30s to their like late 50s or early 60s. That whole age bracket. So then what you have is that like everything that's being discounted, well, not discounted, but just has less weight, is like the people who are like 18, 25, you know, like that, in that age bracket, you know. Am I saying that, you know, 26 to like 34, they're not being ignored? There's probably some split there. I don't know. And this is just me rolling. I have no statistics, but this is just me rolling off the top of my head, you know. I don't know. But they want to make a decisions, but then they ask you, but then what do you know? Because you ain't been able to see the stuff that they see in order to be informed. So then now it becomes like I don't know, like who has a more experience debate, and it just gets ridiculous after a while. I don't know. I'm not saying that politics is not important. I'm just saying, you know, it's people probably be happier with a governmental like a reformation. Is that the right word? Reformation? I'm not really sure. I think I somehow got off track because of like the future thing. You know what I would like to do, but you know, consultant was the perfect thing, you know. People are going to be listening to this, and I promise you they're not going to like, this is not structured at all. This is just raw, unfocused. Just unfocused. Well, if you want to subscribe, you can. I don't know. I'm just gonna be ranting. Alright, I'll see you guys later.